So guys, how did you two meet?
Well, we met through the Instagram. It was pandemic, right? I
Yeah.
think at that time the art scene on the social media really exploded, and I followed for her through one.
Yeah, a friend, an interior designer actually. I think she reposted something. So what happened was,
I was just scrolling through the Instagram, and I happened to see some interior design with really cool, colorful paintings, and there was a white chair with really cool cushion on it. And so, like, I went there, and when you click on the picture, sometimes people tag, and you could see who is creator of what. And she looked like she was promoting this, so I clicked it, and it took me to her, to your Instagram.
yeah,
And then from that cushion, I went and looked and found a picture of your rug.
yeah. The cushion was the gem cushion. So this was kind of like the pre-frenzy of the gem story, where the house. Yeah. But this was our first rug that we did. It was the bouquet rug. Even before we had even planned that this was something that we were going to offer the brand and our customers. It was a hand-knotted bouquet floral rug, and this is how I first developed the relationship with our amazing artisans. We kind of continued chatting.
Right, yeah. So we continued chatting, like just, following each other.
Yeah.
And eventually Jan decided to buy a piece of art that I think it really resembles her. And I painted this artwork before, like I knew her, but like he didn't buy the artwork until 2021 or something like that. And where I think
I know it was before I moved out of the and I think it was a really you were going through this transition of moving, and you would say pieces from your studio, and I always admired Anna's work. I just loved the colors, and when I saw the girls that you were selling, and this woman had a pink fringe, and at the time I had a pink fringe, and her eyes like
that's like the point of my art that I'm trying to evoke, through the female portraits.
I mean,
And but let me just retract back. Before I met her, I was in 2014. I lived in the Netherlands, and I remember one day I was sitting with my husband. And I was like, I just want to have my art on the rocks, on the I call it carpet, right? And like it just out of the idea. The idea sparked, but like I never had any intention. So anyway, I met her, and then even when you bought an art, this idea for collaboration didn't came until 22 in January.
So how did the collaboration, how did you merge your two creative styles to come up with the rugs that you've got here?
Well, I think first what connects is like we both are women, right? I found determination in her work. I mean, I learned a little bit of her work through all this conversation. And then there's a lot of connection to the car and the quirkiness of these ladies, right? That's how I thought that this would be great collaboration between each other.
Yeah. So Anna said, let's start our collaboration with these three girls. And so one of them was Mara, who has this like amazing, strong determination in her eyes. She looks like, she knows what she wants, Then we have the Travelers, who is actually, who I think I can relate to the most. I think maybe her styling, and then, her hair, and then we have myself, which is this one for Pybas.
And there is the story that Jen kind of sum it up really good about the first Mara and for the Travelers. Travelers are basically was inspiration about this life because I lived life as an expat and she does live life as an expat, right? And we go through these stages in life and try to figure out what we are doing, and we get stuck. But like to get unstuck, you have to travel more through your life and to like move forward. And that was basically the sum up of that of that one. And the myself is about a lady that was really inspiring for me from India. She was coming from the background where everybody was saying to her she can't do things, like because of the family, because of the religion, whatnot. But she kept pushing me through it, and she's now a really successful lady.
And she's a jewelry designer. Yeah, which actually made me think, the placement of our signature gems. I thought let's dress the girls as if they're wearing the house.
As defiance, isn't it? And of her background.
Right. Yeah. It's like, but that just happened. It wasn't planned. Like, I did not plan. It's very organically, like how these ladies connect with Jennifer's here, and right. And I love the how she styled them with her gems. She added the jackets, the prints on all our signature wear, the house prints. Yeah, and these gems as a ring. So I think when we were talking about the collaboration, the whole point was like not to collaborate. Like usually collaborations happen in like 70-30%. Artisan gives more than like the brand would give. But we kind of want both 50-50, because then I feel like this is really true collaboration, and I mean you give equally. Yeah, I think the collaboration between us it's just been really easy, isn't it? They were very alike. Yeah, we are. Well, actually, we're both Cancerians. We're both the same age. We're both born in the same year. Right. Children the same day. They like dress up the same. Here we say that. I love it that she's like very creative in her expressing herself, and this really stands for her brand as well, right? And it's amazing. And I think the whole this attitude in my ladies really represents me. Yeah. And it's been an amazing collaboration, and I just loved every minute of working with you, Anna. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, I know that this collaboration we will always have this connection, and we're two determined women trying to follow our dreams and in love with what we do. Absolutely. And I just love how easy it is, in a sense, like maybe because we're so alike, that like I support what she does, she support what I do. So we kind of push each other, and like we don't work much together. We have this collaboration together, but like I feel like it's so organic to pull in any other way, whatever she does.
Scene one, Apple, take two.
So where do you think the collaboration will go next?
We haven't really discussed about where the collaboration is going to go, but I feel like we're at the beginning. This is really new, right? We started our conversation in January, and we just produced drugs. What was it?
In November? Yeah, was the 4.5.
Yeah.
Then we really got like a product, and we started now promoting this. So it's kind of, this is really fresh. It's kind of,
it's a super special collaboration between the two of us, which doesn't need to have like an ending as such, or it must start here and end there. I feel like the works are such special pieces. They are an investment, but you can see like the amount of detail though, and with the fact that there are only 25 pieces of each design, and they're signed by both of us. They're investment pieces, like so they're going to be, the collaboration between us is going to happen organically as this thing. I mean, I'm like in my creative world, whatever is going to spark, I'll probably unskill against that. Yeah, absolutely. And we both have this this concept of art on products, and that it's not just something you wear. Like it's, I'm wearing today I'm wearing Anna's art on a scarf, and this is something that we want to we're the house brand, that we want to have art for your sofa. So it's like a gem for your sofa, and then the way that you work is also very similar. You've also mentioned that you want to do furniture. That's the same thing with us as well. So it's almost like a sculptured piece of art. You know, it's no longer just a chair that you sit here.
It's like art used to look at. It's functional. It should be incorporated into life. It should be part of, not just something that you look at.
Yeah.
Right.
Detached.
I feel, yeah. It has to like kind of live with you, right? It's great that it's like usually when it's a piece of art, as a painting, you don't touch it, but this you could touch, right? And then it gives you different vibe, and like you can walk on it or you could just hang it on the wall, you know. But you could still come close to it and like have like physical experience with a piece of art.
So how would you go about producing a rug like this?
So we have these amazing artisans in India who we have just spent a whole week with. And they are so unbelievably talented. Firstly, you know, to be able to translate your pieces that somebody else another artist has painted, right?
Right, yeah.
And to be able to hand tuft, because these are tufted wool, 100% wool rugs. It's just incredible, isn't it? Really,
If I look from my perspective as an artist, that somebody could really copy work as they look like originals with addition of your gems.
Yeah,
It like blew my mind away. And how is that even possible?
yeah,
But because you know, if it would be machine done, it's kind of understanding. But this is hand done.
yeah.
And that's the
And then they're two different mediums, right? So you paint with a brush, but these are not painted with a brush. You know, they're tufted. So to try and translate a painting into a rug within that technique is incredibly difficult. So that for us, that makes them even more special. You know.
And how long would it take to produce a rug like?
The rugs take between 6 to 8 weeks to produce. 250 by 170.
Right. Yeah. They're massive.
Yeah, they're
Like it takes so.
and then and there's a lot of colors in them as well. So
And the texture.
and the different textures.
Different texture like layers.
Yeah,
If you look closely to the art, you'll see that there is like a 3D. It's not just so flat.
yeah. So the process of producing them is very, very complex, because they first of all have to dye all of the yarns, and then once the yarns dried, they then have to map out the design onto the fabric that they're going to tuft. And then they have to change every time they tuft an area. They have to change the color, and then if it's a different technique, they have to piece all together. They can't tuft or do the whole design. So when you look at Mara, her hair was actually done separately because it was a different technique of tufting. So then the two pieces kind of merged together, and it's quite a process. I was so happy that we started this collaboration together, but I didn't know, when you were developing, I knew that the artisans were amazing and the way that they handcraft our pieces, but you never really know when you produce something for the first time how it's going to develop, And these works are just incredible. They blow my mind in terms of how our artisans created them.
And another really cool connection here it is, Chile has artisans working in India, and I lived in India for 4 years. So it's like, again, something organically that happened that I did not know, that she's producing rugs basically in India. And it's kind of close to my heart to know that, that They're coming from the country that was once my home.
It makes it even more collectible when you think of all the different artistic, creative techniques that have actually come together to actually produce that end result. Is astonishing.
Yeah.
Very collectible.
Yeah, very collectible pieces. And, you know, there's only 25 pieces of each girl. So, you know, if you love them, you need to grab them because they are just such an amazing piece to collect.
You're much good girls. You're not terrific. Yes, natural's like an offer from here. You too.
I think I'll relaunch my